Okay, so we talked about the fact that it takes 10,000 hours or approximately 10 years of deliberate practice to develop expertise. What does it take to keep an athlete interested for 10 years? Right, so our goal is to keep athletes in the sport for 10 years. How are we going to keep those athletes in the sport for 10 years? Any thoughts?
Keep it fun.
Yeah, well, again, what it talks about is making sure that you deliver programs that meet their needs. We talked earlier about the fact that people will only continue to do things that they are rewarded for. All you as coaches have to find out is what it is they are looking for, what reward they are trying to get. Does that make sense? Right? Everyone in anything, you'll only continue to keep doing it if you keep getting some sort of reward for it. Now, some kids might just like playing with their mates. Other kids might like improving skills, and we're going to talk about this in a minute.
So Andy, just on that, how do you, with that, I think we need to, with the kids you're saying a reward and creating that vision, with all the changes that ABF have just done with new pathways, etc. Because there's a lot of mindset out there, especially with young kids playing for their state.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of history there with playing for Queensland, and that's probably one of their goals or things they want to achieve. But with the new way, obviously the Little League format, with when those changes come into effect. So what's I guess Baseball Queensland's view of that? So we need to create a completely new vision.
We don't need to create a completely new vision, because the state team programs will still exist, certainly in the short term at both under 16 and under 18 level. But it just means that they have to be a little bit more patient. So what that means is you'll, for instance, for those really young kids, you might try and talk to them about the Little League World Series or the Little League national titles or those sorts of events, things that are a little bit closer to their, their sort of foreseeable future.
The only reason I say it is that I've had initial feedback already from that model that was one of the things that was right.
Oh, it is.
Was, everyone likes playing for their state in that aspect, and it doesn't matter if it's baseball or any other sport.
Yeah, and it is great for those few in our participation base who get the opportunity to play for their state. It's fantastic, but particularly at that lower level, it is psychologically a little less positive for 90% of the population who miss out. So again, what our resources are being directed towards is participation streams that cater to a greater proportion of our participation base, rather than those select few that at a very young age are considered better players than the rest. And again, when we talk about everyone develops at different ages, and again, Phil Stockman is a perfect example, didn't make a state team until he made the under-18s. It was just a gangly string bean, blah, 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 that sort of stuff. When we go back to, how do we keep a kid interested for 10 years? We've got to start them with those base things, start them with things that will get their attention. What is it that they need at that age? And that's where coaching excellence comes into it.
I guess, as Andy mentioned before, trying to build that foundation of coaching excellence. I mean, we always have that mindset and idea to developing players, but we also need to, I guess, develop the people in charge of those players, or looking after those players, which are us coaches. So the whole idea just for the next 20 minutes is just to start that foundation, of, I guess, coaching excellence, and more so get you guys comfortable in talking to each other. I guess the best resource to have are yourselves, like communicate to yourselves, peer accountability, and a whole bunch of things like that. So we're going to go through just a few activities, but it's going to be more discussion-based activities, as opposed to me just up here talking the whole time. But more so getting your guys' ideas in trying to prove your excellence and start the foundation for your coaching excellence, if you're at whatever level you're at. But just you're continually improving and continue to know one another within this core group here today, because no doubt you'll be engaging with each other in the next 10 years, next 3 years, next 1 year, next 3 months. All right, so just to get you guys comfortable talking to each other, just start building this foundation. We're going to go through some of these activities here. So just to start with, I guess you guys can write down, or we can just talk about it. You can write as we go. But just the first question to open up as a group, I guess, what do you guys see coaching? How do you guys see coaching? Or more particular, what is coaching? Sorry? Teaching skills?
Giving feedback.
Giving feedback, yep. Organising sessions. I'm going to start writing some of this stuff down. Oh.
I was just going to have a crack at that. Don't forget that.
Mentor.
Mentor, there we go, yep. So we got mentor, we got planning or creating sessions, we got providing feedback, encouraging, creating a safe environment,
Role models.
being a role model.
Providing enjoyment.
Beg your pardon?
Providing enjoyment.
Providing enjoyment.
Help kids get better.
Yeah, helping the kids get better. Yeah. Yeah, goal setting, all that sort of stuff. I guess all that sort of stuff is just a good foundation or a good start to, I guess, what is coaching. So we won't do it today because we're a little bit short on time. It's one of the things on there, but you can take home and do it later. Just more so get an idea of what your coaching philosophy is, why you're here, type thing. So, and what would you like to see improvements out of yourself as well as improvements out of the athletes as well. So just, not today, we won't do it today, we'll do it another day. Or you guys can do it in your own time. But just if you haven't got a coaching philosophy, you've never even thought about a coaching philosophy, now's a good time to start thinking about it, especially, I guess, within this core group here with, I guess, what you're trying to achieve here. But to help you get to that answer, we're going to go through just a few more things here. Is there any, you'll write that up there?
Yeah.
Sweet.
We will revisit that most definitely, and what your coaching philosophy is. But hit me with the rest of them. Sorry, I only got 3.
Oh.
All the ones we had.
Providing feedback.
Feedback, yeah. Yep, what else?
Providing sessions or an environment. Safety, risk management. Anything else up there?
Enjoyments. Mentoring.
Yep.
Dealing with parents.
Anything else?
Encouragement.
Good start.
Anything else up there that we're missing?
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, there we go. Feedback. Or yeah, there you go. Feedback / positive reinforcement. All this stuff is fantastic. All this stuff, I guess, will help start you guys thinking about your coaching philosophy and what you want to achieve as a coach, as well as, I guess, developing players in the process of doing that. I guess my philosophy, I'll share my philosophy, is just more so my objective with coaching is just to create an environment that will help individual players develop into in achieving their goals. So whatever it is, it could just be something simple as, well, I just want to throw 90 foot. I'll go try and work out a way, create an environment to help that kid throw 90 feet. All right, it's just trying to work with individual athletes throughout the course of the program, throughout the course of the time length, whether it is 3 months, 3 years, 10 years type concept there. All right, so all that is great stuff. And also falls in line with the jobs of the coach. You'll see that we won't do that today either, so we won't do jobs of the coach as well as the coach philosophy today, but it's something you can take away later and do in your own time, or something to think about after this session here. So there's the 3 things we're going to go through is just, I guess, what is coaching. We'll talk about, I guess, why you guys coach and why players play, why they keep turning up.